Just a man on a mission, ambition to never fail. Personality electric, he is animated male. Intelligent and wise, calm and often cool. Chris James giving opinions while also speaking the truth. Empathy and compassion. Stephen Michael is here, helping you through your traumas, helping you with your fears. These three forces combine and keep it honest. Turn up the volume, cause this is the application of knowledge.
3, 2, 1.
There's no need for a countdown.
I did it because I wanted to.
Because we're already started. Chris James.
I did it because I wanted to.
Christopher James. I took 2 0-ins.
When?
Today
when?
Well, I just took one like maybe a few minutes ago.
Oh, you spread them out.
And then I did one earlier around noon. But I don't know.
Interesting.
I feel like it has like. I think it's like I don't swallow it whole. Mm-hmm. I tear it open and pour it in my mouth.
Oh wow! Like with water?
Why do you do it that way?
No, I just pour it in my mouth and then I drink, and then I put water to wash it out with.
Do you think that you're taking a pre-workout?
I've never taken a pre-workout, so I wouldn't know what that is.
How does it taste?
Oh, it doesn't taste good.
Why do you do it like that?
I don't know, man. I feel weird. I don't know. I'm not a really.
You don't want to take the pill.
I don't like the plastic thing.
Okay. So what about putting it in water?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess I could do that, but I typically have my jug of water, and I don't want to
contaminate it.
I don't want to put it in my thing, so I'll just.
So you open it, put all the powder in your mouth, and then drink water.
Yeah. Well, it's based no. Well, yes, but no. I mean, I drink. It's like taking a shot. I mean, I'll do the powder, put it in, and I'll eat it, swallow it, whatever, or let it dissolve, whatever you call it, and then I'll drink water.
That to me would seem like the most concentrated way to take it.
I don't know, man.
It works for you.
I guess. I've done the plastic thing, but I don't really trust whatever that is, man.
It's a veggie capsule.
Oh, veggie capsule.
Okay. What does that consist of?
What
does that mean?
It just means
vegan. It just means it's not plastic.
I mean, I know it's not plastic, but it resembles plastic. It's clear, but I just don't understand the meaning.
So does glass noodles. What's glass noodles made out of?
Beans.
You could probably use glass noodles to make veggie capsules.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
No, I mean I understand. You're definitely.
I'm just glad that you're actively making an effort.
Yeah, I just wanted to try it out. I mean, I just got my stuff in today too. My whatever, the root stuff.
Okay, I saw the man come.
Oh, word. Mm-hmm. What'd you say?
Nothing.
You was looking out the window.
I was definitely looking out the window.
You be scoping out there.
He's like that old lady.
Yeah.
my windows are open. I have 2 large windows and they stay open.
So you just be sitting at your window?
I be at my desk.
So isn't that Kevin Hart joke? You better be in that toilet, or just looking outside the window. You gonna be that man when you get older.
I saw there were some people. It was Saturday night, and because we got a couple. I don't know. Maybe they're a little younger. They're younger than us, and they're up the street, and they were having a party or something because they had all these little mommies coming up, and some dudes was coming up, and they was outside. And I'm like,
y'all be intermingling with them?
What y'all going on? No,
I don't know who they are.
I don't know. There's just one little thickum. She be looking at me.
She be looking at you?
She be looking at me.
I'm not looking at you, cats. I'm looking past you.
There's we don't communicate with our neighbors.
We don't communicate
not at all.
Anybody.
Not at all.
Like
we don't know. We've been living here for a long time. I could name one name of a person.
But the neighbors next door to us, they move very frequently. Yeah. So you already know, like they're leasing or they're renting.
Yeah.
So you already know it's not worth getting to know them because
right.
they're gonna be gone in a couple of years.
But even so, they don't even seem like the type of people. I mean, just based on appearance, they don't seem like the type of people we would normally interact with. Because sometimes I'll see someone that okay, but most of these people are older.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's like a language barrier or something like that. But we don't know any of our.
There's definitely cultural barriers. And there's an Indian guy. He's an older guy. He's got to be this baby's grandfather.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
He walks around with his grandchild, and we have some kind of connection.
Yeah, I wave to him. He always waves. I
Yeah.
wave, you know.
But that's it. He never speaks words.
Right.
When y'all were growing up, did you all communicate with y'all neighbors? Like,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, especially when I was living in Delaware, we had, because Delaware was a little bit of a much different than probably Ohio. So a lot of people spoke to each other. We had conversations. You got to know people. You know, it was kind of it was a thing.
yeah,
Especially in a townhouse where you're connected to another family.
yeah.
Yeah, like y'all hear each other through the walls and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I remember when I was growing up, we would, we lived in an apartment building, had like 25 apartment, like different,
It's in the hood.
Of course.
What?
What else is it gonna be? Now, I grew up in the suburbs. You know what I mean?
I'm just trying, you know what I mean?
In
Maybe,
an apartment building with 25 people. That's the suburbs. They don't have that stuff in the suburbs.
Hey, man.
I don't think they would have that in the suburbs, would they?
yeah. They're just nice apartments.
It's just nice. Yeah.
Oh, well, they
nicer.
call
Yeah. They would be
Condos.
nicer. Yeah, but ours wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, someone closed their door, like, your entire room, your entire building be moving. Like, ugh. You know what I mean?
Hey, man.
But we used to, when we grew up in the hood, back in Cincy, we lived in a 25 room unit building or
A
whatever.
lot of people.
Yeah, man. And we had this next door neighbor. Oh my gosh. Probably the most epic next door neighbor, because growing up now, I understand how he was or how he is or whatever his condition is. But
Oh, yeah, the condition.
I guess you can call it condition looking back. I guess OCD in a sense.
Oh, okay. All right.
He would, because this is what he would do. He would, when he would leave, he'll bam, put the key in the door, lock it, take the key out, bam, and then shake the door to make sure that it's locked. I mean, but he would do this for like a good minute.
Oh.
And I'm not exaggerating when I say minute, like
God.
a literal minute.
Oh, wow.
And then he'll leave, and then you hear the door close, because we live at the top, third floor or whatever. And you would hear the door close to go downstairs, and he would come back, and then he would shake the door again.
What?
And like we would get weak. We would just be sitting there laughing, like, bruh. So thinking, but like, what did he have in there?
What's he hiding?
Yeah, what does he hide to make sure that everything is just so locked and secure?
Wait, so he would lock his door, put the key in, make sure it's locked. Okay, I'm good. He'd leave, the door would close behind him. He'd come back, and then when he came back, he'd check it again.
And this would happen multiple times throughout the day. Sometimes he'll come back 2-3 times.
Oh, wow.
And so we would just get weak. Me and my mom, brother would just be sitting there laughing, like, bro, your door locked, man. It's locked. It's good. So
I had a bad thought just now. You said, what do they hide? And I was thinking people.
One thing is, like,
sheesh, man.
he had a kid and he had a wife, but he was like the superintendent of the building
Okay,
as well.
well, maybe he has.
I don't know. No,
There's no explanation for that.
Yeah, this but he's a super, so he just had to make sure his door was locked. No, his door, it was locked, and he made sure it was locked. Man. Like, it's funny because I'd still see him, and soon, like when I would go back to Cincinnati, I'll probably see him, and if I see him, that's an immediate thought that I would.
You ever asked him about it?
Nah, the thing is, I didn't even think about it. That's him.
Yeah.
So I didn't question it. I just was like, oh,
Especially as a child, you know what I mean?
This is what he does.
It's just funny. It's just like, bro, why does he do that? But you don't know. Like you never know what someone goes through. Maybe something happened, or maybe he saw something as a child, and it caused him
to be like super secure.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like it could be because of course, that can be OCD-ish because you have levels, right? Just like ADD or ADHD, whatever. Like you have levels. So maybe he was OCD, and then it was exacerbated by, a traumatic event or a situation where someone broke in his house or, and now he has to continually check, and he probably doesn't even realize he does it.
And it also could be superstition, too, because, people do some crazy things based on superstition.
Right.
Maybe it's a combination of all.
Superstitious to make someone breaking my. I mean, we lived in the hood, so.
I mean, you were in the hood,
good.
so.
It's good to be extra secure, but bruh, With the thing is, like, we had some characters in our building.
Yeah.
Like, we had some real, like, I remember it was maybe apartment 21 or something like that.
Wow, you
where
remember the apartment.
it was this older lady. She was a bigger, heavy set woman, and maybe something was wrong with her because she smelled like urine.
Okay, yeah.
And
Something.
she would be on her balcony, and she would literally just be sitting there rocking backwards forth, and she smelled like urine, she smelled like poop, and it was just like, yo, what's up with this lady? Yo, big white chick, white lady, whatever. And the funny thing is, now that I'm thinking about it, we had some characters in our building.
You could do a whole movie or
I
show
feel like
off
I
of that.
should not be laughing at that, but I couldn't help it. Like, just the way you were describing it.
I mean, it is what it is.
Man, maybe
This was
she
back
had
in
some
the
issues,
90s,
man.
early 2000s, man. So this was...
We also got to consider drugs, man.
I
Like,
mean, that's a very good explanation.
a lot of people were coming off of that crack epidemic,
Especially you being in the hood.
you know. So, and there was a lot of after effects of that. So even if you ain't did it for a while,
Yeah.
Maybe she was selling some tail.
okay,
No,
that's
no.
not possible.
Thinking about it now, there's no way in hell she was selling tail.
I mean, hey man, $30-$40, man.
I think something was wrong with her because she had like social workers that would like
Okay.
come there.
All right.
So I don't think she was all sane there.
Man, maybe she's. Man,
but the thing
trying
is,
to come
people-
up, man.
the-
OnlyFans before OnlyFans.
No, that's disgusting.
That's-
That's literally looking like someone who's mentally disabled and say like they are OnlyFans. No.
Hey, man, that's
Like,
not
this
that's not
person
what I
wasn't
said
all-
though.
This person wasn't all the way there.
Okay.
Like you can tell, but the funny thing is, like when I was growing up, I would have like a common interaction with everyone in the building. I knew everyone. Literally, I can go through my mind and think of who lived there, and throughout the entire building. Maybe it's like a few people that I didn't know, but I knew how the landscape and how the home looked. You know, because
You was in everybody's home.
basically.
You was
What was you doing in their houses?
I went
It was
in there.
scoping?
So, and some people's I went in their houses, but like next door, Thomas, the dude that was ringing.
Oh, he lived next door.
Yeah, we was
what he
apartment
said.
15, his apartment 14, right across.
Oh,
And sometimes like his wife would.
you felt comfortable going in this house.
Yeah, I mean,
The way he be locking doors.
I mean, something because we play games, you know, because
He
back then
lured
everyone
you
had a gaming console, or we would wrestle, we play Madden, or
NES.
something. Your PlayStation and stuff around that time.
what else? What else happened in the house with Thomas?
What do you mean? We play football, and I would whoop his ass.
Oh, you play football?
Yeah.
So you guys would tackle each other.
You're talking about on the PlayStation?
Are you on some gay stuff? What is this?
I don't know, man. I'm just maybe you try to tell us something.
I'm a child. He's a grown ass man. Like
Right.
this dude's in his.
you guys are playing football in the house together.
Yeah, on the console.
Oh, okay.
His son Miles was there too. You know what I mean? He was getting wrecked. You know what I mean? And
So you was beating a grown man in Madden.
yeah. The funny thing is, it's like back then I didn't really follow football like that,
Yeah.
and so like it would be like fourth down, it'd be like 4th and 10 or something
yeah,
like
you're going
that.
for it.
You,
They would be like, "You supposed to kick the ball." I was like, "Nah, hell no."
Hail Mary.
You know what I mean? Forget that 4th and 10
Yeah,
punt. Give me
that's
that.
how
So
we
what you're saying is you haven't always been a Bengals fan.
Oh no,
Oh, okay.
no! I didn't get into football until I was in high school.
Oh, okay.
Like I didn't.
Did
Only
you-
thing I mainly followed was basketball.
Did you have a team before the Bengals?
In football,
Yes.
49ers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like Steve Young,
Okay.
and I remember playing him on Tecmo Bowl on regular Nintendo.
Wow.
And I used to play with that
Tecmo
team. So I was like, yeah, I like the 49ers. Also, I like the Jaguars because they are my favorite animal. And I was like, oh, I'm going with the Jaguars because Jaguars is my favorite. That's literally my
They've been
favorite
around
animal.
long
but
enough
you
to be
but you don't got a painting of one in acrylic art like within a $500 frame or nothing.
Where did your mind grasp? Hey,
Because-
but you don't have a painting of a Jaguar
Right.
in the $500 frame. I'm not talking about your Panther, which is in the same kind
Jaguars.
of Jaguar. But yeah, I mean,
What do you think Jaguars are? Panthers
not
are.
a Panther?
well, no, they're the same thing. Just but Panthers, they're black. But you
Panthers,
wait,
Panthers
wait.
are Jaguars.
yes, Panthers are Jaguars, but you
What
can
do
only.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you
Why
mean?
they're the same animal?
Yes.
This is different.
A panther is not one creature. It's a classification, and it's not. I don't think it's a legitimate classification. But a panther is typically a jaguar.
It's a jaguar. So if you see the lighting, you'll see the spots on it, but it's still black spots.
Interesting. Yeah. I didn't know that. I mean, I knew they were all cats.
You did.
Why are you trying to play?
He knew that jaguars were
cats?
cats and panthers. Oh,
Okay.
So like I took my kids to the Cincinnati Zoo.
not all cats meow.
And when they
You took them to the zoo?
my children.
That's not a meow.
That's a purr.
What is that? Is that
It's a purr.
What is that? What is that?
Demon.
They didn't see that. Did they see that?
I don't know. They might have.
I don't think.
You little pervert. Go ahead.
Anyway, I took
a panel with two dudes.
Hey man, listen.
Pause. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
I took them to the zoo.
Your children?
Yeah.
When?
Last year?
Here?
August? No, Cincinnati.
Okay.
So we went out to
August or
visit for my
September.
grandma's birthday.
Okay.
Yeah. Was it September?
September.
August, September, right? So flew out to Pennsylvania to pick them up from Dallas. And
Okay.
then
You in
flew
zoo.
out.
You in the zoo. All right. You was in the zoo.
Hold on a
You
second.
was in the zoo. We
Let
don't
me
need the
tell my
pointers.
story.
How you got there? You at the zoo. Go ahead. Talk about the zoo.
I don't even want to tell my story anymore. Anyway, I was at the zoo and it was raining. Actually, I had my camera with me because you took away the front part of my story. Now I'm just adding non-specific.
right.
Okay. So anyway, we get to the part where there's panthers, and they basically called them like night crawlers or night cats or something. And there were all these different cats that live in the night. But there was nothing that, and there was all these like different facts or whatever, but nothing that said that,
Cats or jaguars and panthers.
yeah, like I just assumed that they were two different animals.
I can see it because I did the same thing as well before I knew about it.
Black panthers can be many different cats.
That is, this
it's-
is blowing my mind.
It's about their pigmentation. It's their coat.
Interesting.
So
What made you look this up?
It's our favorite animal.
I didn't necessarily look
It's
it
your
up.
favorite animal too?
That's what he just
Jaguars.
said.
Yeah.
You did just say that. Huh?
Okay, so you're saying jaguars? Are you excluding panthers, black panthers?
I mean, yeah.
So you like the gold and with the black spots?
Those are the ones I first fell in love with.
The gold
When I was
with the
in
black spots.
When I was in third grade.
That's fine.
They look similar to cheetahs, but not really cheetahs.
Right.
For me, it was like, man, they look the same.
They're a little bit
but their
nastier than
spots are
cheetahs.
different in their
face.
Yeah, they're shaped different. So there's a distinct difference between
Oh yeah,
them.
there's definitely.
So the fact that you love animals, like this is how you became vegan?
No. My animals and vegan have nothing to do with
He was
my
eating
diet.
all kinds of
I
chicken.
thought that you were no, because you didn't eat a lot of different meats years ago, right? Because you didn't eat beef and like you didn't eat like seafood or something, right?
That is correct.
They didn't have money for all that fancy food.
That's not beef and seafood is not fancy.
At all. He's trying to play with me.
I know.
Backfire. Recoil. Mirror
recoil.
But because I remember like you were basically like vegetarian, but then you'd still eat like chicken, like this is a long time. This is before I think this is before we even had health on the brain.
I
Like,
think we had a conversation about that too, because I'm like, yo, Mel, you're not vegetarian. Bro.
you just were just like, yeah, I don't eat them.
Well, I didn't eat beef and pork, because my mother, she wanted to, I guess, lose weight back then when I was in like third grade. And so she said, okay, she's going to cut out beef and pork. And me being a kid, I was like, okay, I'm not going to eat beef and pork either.
Yeah.
So from the third grade up until now, I've never eaten beef.
So you
and pork.
haven't had beef and pork in a long time.
Third grade. So whatever age you are, typically in America, when you hit the third grade, that's
grade.
the age. So
Third grade feels like
probably like 3 decades, possibly. No, a little over 2 decades.
Is that like 7?
About 25, 27.
Hey, you know what, man? Since we're talking about food, I have a concern.
You have a concern?
I have a concern.
What's your concern?
And I want you guys' feedback. Or
What are you concerned about, man? That's what we're here for, man. We got you, man.
Let me. Can I
We got you. You're like a Pokemon, and I'm Ash, man. We got you.
Wait, hold on a
gonna
second.
catch 'em
Why
up,
do
man.
I have to be the Pokemon and you're Ash?
We got you. You know what I mean?
So you're catching me.
I got you, baby.
I'm basically a slave.
Not the slave.
You're my.
You think Pokemon are slaves?
I mean, they don't have control of themselves.
That's dark, bro. That's really dark.
what are they?
You took a childhood.
You think Pokemon are slaves?
I mean, they're in the wild, right?
They're just chilling,
They're in their own. They're minding their business, and then you go out there with this device with your little damn cap on, right? And you put your little
and you just throw
trainer coat on. And,
No, you beat them up first.
So then you have to throw Pokemon. You just can't hit a Pokemon in the head with a ball because, well, if he's really weak,
you can give him a Master Ball.
If you're really weak, you
and
can
trap his ass immediately.
But you have to actually beat them up. You have to drain their energy to make them tired so they can't fight back, and then you capture them. Right, and then as soon as you capture them and the ball clicks, boom, they now belong to you and they are yours.
Them.
They do your bidding,
bro. Is
that not a slave?
That's dark, man.
Hey, man.
Hey,
sounds like a choice to me.
If you took
real comfy in that Pokeball,
if you took the word Pokemon and replaced it with something else, I could definitely see how that'd be slavery.
I mean, I guess if you look at it in a literal sense, but they know what it is. They know what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you just beat them up and they think, oh, I don't want this anymore. You saved their life. But
it is like you
that's
beat
a
up.
Deep,
you beat
that's
up
a
the
deep
Pokemon.
thing to think about.
It really
actually.
is, like, honestly.
You beat up the Pokemon, they get weak.
Now
you throw
you
the
really
ball,
think about it.
they're captured. Now they can't really do anything. And so now you fix them up and heal them. And like, and now they're thinking that the one who beat them up are the ones who's making them feel better. Now they're just doing whatever they want.
That's called Stockholm Syndrome.
That is exactly what it's
I'm
called.
trying to
It's falling
determine
in love with your captor.
I'm trying to determine, and I've always wondered this, what are they doing in the ball? Is it like genies in a bottle?
They have a whole world in there.
Can they interact with other people?
Man, listen, these Pokeballs are like little mansions, man.
Have y'all ever actually seen inside a Pokeball? You just BS.
No.
I don't think they ever show us.
You have to use your childlike imagination because it's too real.
Because look at the size. Look, a Snorlax fitting in a Pokeball this size.
Right. So now what I'm thinking is they deconstruct the physical matter, digitize them.
They turn to spirit beings.
They turn into spirit beings, and then when you throw the ball, they re-atomize. But if you do that, you could also put them in like a matrix so that they're not just lonely.
Amen. Pokemon.
Maybe they go into a new dimension.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's a lot more deeper than we realize.
But they never told you. You don't know.
Or maybe they've told us, but we just haven't seen the episodes where they explain.
No. We've seen every episode.
I haven't seen every episode.
We always think
Pokemon.
you've seen every episode.
Pokemon? If it was Dragon Ball Z, yes.
Okay.
Pokemon no.
is crazy.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever explained it. Well,
but yeah, you needed some advice on something.
Pokemon
about your food.
Could be slaves. No, it's not about my food.
About some food choices.
It is about food choices, but it's not about my food choices.
Okay.
So
it's a concern.
It's a concern.
Okay.
So as you guys know, I'm going to be having my children will be staying with me for a extended amount of time here coming up soon, and of course I have a specific way of eating. What?
Mel said, "Oh, that's news to me."
You didn't know?
I'll continue.
Well, heard it here first, baby. So
charging them rent.
Wow.
Be like, hey, man. I'm playing. Go ahead.
So obviously they don't eat the way that I eat. Right? We don't have the same type of diet. I send them stuff out, and I give recommendations, yada yada yada. But my concern, right? Because I'm not going to just buy them a bunch of trash just because I want to keep them happy, but it's a legitimate concern of mine, right? So how do I approach this as a parent who has different dietary choices than what they're used to, right? And then also understanding that I'm not going to just give you trash just because I know that's what you want. Like how do you approach that situation? Because I have a thought, which is just basically, kind of gradually remove things, or
what's the name of the company that Chris is created?
A healthy alternative?
Exactly. That's all you need to do.
What does that mean?
All
I need to do is a healthy alternative?
Give them a healthy alternative to what they're typically used to eating.
Okay.
I'm not sure what they eat.
Standard American diet.
So whatever is bought in the store,
Standard American,
chips and Doritos and
Just
all that stuff.
Pizza and chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
But no, like I was
Just
thinking,
standard child diet.
the exact same thing. So number one, moderation is key. You can't just shock them and be
Right.
like, no, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what they've been eating their entire life.
Right.
So I would do moderation. Number one. Number two, I would make it like a game for them. Like, yo, let's find a meal. We're gonna cook it tomorrow. Get them involved. Allow them to be involved in that process of going to the store, getting the food, preparing the food, and then make sure it's good. Because children, as long as something's good, they're going to eat it.
Yeah.
And then they'll feel proud. They'll feel like ownership. It was their process, and they'll want to do it. Dad, let's make smoothies. Let's do this.
Yeah,
that's how you do it.
I mean, I know one thing that I'm really excited for is that our the juicer has the ability to do smoothies. So you can take out the juicing element. It's a Nama, by the way. You can take out the
Free
juicing
advertisement.
element.
Ooh, a Nama.
Nama. It's the name of the juicer.
Like Nami, but with the A.
Like namaste, but no stay, just Nama. No stay. Nama, no stay. Anyway. So basically you freeze the fruit. So like you could do like, I know I did like banana, pineapple, and like blueberries. You freeze it, and then you turn on the juicer, you put it into the juicer, and then it comes out. It's frozen, right? And then you put it in again, because when you put it in again, then it comes out, and then it makes it creamy. So I'm really excited to do something like that because instead of like summertime, you know what I mean? Well, technically spring, but it's hot in Texas.
We also have an actual ice cream maker too.
True. But this is fast, and it's something that
Yeah.
they can do.
They could do this too. I'm
How
just
long they gonna
saying.
be here?
A month.
A month? Yeah, I mean, that'll be.
Homemade ice cream
Well,
is
it's not. Well, that's good. I'm just saying, like, that's very interactive. Like, they can literally put the fruit in, and they can take it out, and then put it back in. And you know what I mean? Like,
What month they coming down?
Mel's about to plan a trip.
No, I just want to know.
next month.
In May?
May.
Yes,
So is it after your?
it's the end of the month.
Okay, okay, cool. That's cool. No, I'm just
Where you
curious.
going?
Where am I going?
You trying to go away?
Why would I leave my crib because they coming? I'm not gonna leave here, but yo, man, kids coming, gotta go
Gotta
back
get
to
out of
Cincy.
here.
We gotta leave for a month. Nah,
Out of here.
nah, I'm not. I mean, it'd be.
No, they're cool, man.
I'm not worried about that. I'll be doing my own. It ain't gonna be in my room.
They not.
I mean,
It ain't like gonna be upstairs. Like, ooh,
they would love your room.
possibly. You know,
Oh, there's Uncle Mel.
you never.
Yeah, good luck.
We know what that is.
I don't. Hey, I mean, but no, I think they'll have a good time, and I mean, similar to what Chris said. I mean, I guess make the experience fun. It isn't like they'll have to. You're not going to be preparing something every day. I'm sure.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, going out places. They have healthier options, and you know, especially in the uptown area in Dallas, or where y'all went skating at, you know, on the little bridge area. I can't remember what they're called.
Oh, the Ronald Kirk Bridge.
No, what's that place?
Trinity Grove.
Trinity Grove. Bam.
Yeah.
So what do you think about taking them to a vegan restaurant like Spirals?
Oh, absolutely. Like they would, I would definitely do that. And as children, like I don't think that they're going to. They're not. I don't think that they're going to be like, oh, you know, like, well, you know, me. That you know what I'm saying. Like I think that there'll be certain things that they'll be looking for, but then you know you replace it like there are children that they'll do mac and cheese and like a grilled cheese sandwich, and that's what they eat, and they're okay. Like they don't have that same level of conditioning yet to be like, I have to have meat with every meal. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily. I'm not sure if you're planning on taking away meat or whatever, but
I don't. But I'm not cooking it. Like I'm not gonna.
I don't think you're going to need to go out of your way about meat. That's not your enemy. It's chicken nut. Well,
It's the processed
the processed foods
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
chicken nuggets and the pizza, and that's really your.
the thing is, if I had kids, obviously I'm speaking. If I had kids, this is what I would
If
do.
I had kids, this
When
is
you
what
have-
I would
when you have
do.
children.
You know,
I know that's not what you're. I know you're not
but
coming from that.
I would like. I don't eat meat, but I wouldn't necessarily force them not to do it.
Right.
Especially if that's something that they're used to.
Correct.
I would just eat a healthier version of meat. I exclude the processed food and all that stuff.
Yeah.
See, the not buying it part kind of hurts you a little bit because you really got to buy it. Because
This is where I said I'm concerned. It's not really like, oh, I'm not going to buy them any meat. Like, it's not like, I know that you can't, you know what I mean? Because I do understand the gradient, right? I understand that, so if it's 30 days, let's just take that number. And then out of 30 days, if I only give you meat 15, it's better than nothing.
it's bad.
You're
Talking about 60 meals in 30 days.
Yeah, well, they're standard American, so they still do breakfast.
Oh yeah.
This is.
I would probably, me personally, I would probably lean them out of breakfast.
do because
Just fruit or smoothies,
just
something
something
like that.
small in the morning. But I think that as children, like they're gonna like the smoothies and they're gonna like the juices because they've never had.
They've
any
never
of
had
these.
it. You could also make homemade cereal. You could get
granola or something.
granola or just nuts. You could get a blend of nuts and put some berries in it with some milk and a little agave. And
Like you mean like sunflower seeds and walnuts and almonds and like actually because a lot of the nuts and because it's usually nuts and granola,
right.
because the nuts is just like seems like it's not enough. Like the granola would really.
No, if you have to like change the texture of it.
Okay,
You don't
yeah.
just put the raw nuts in
Yeah,
there. You
okay.
blend it. You kind of you want different size bits.
Also the doing the quinoa bowls, the breakfast bowls.
Yes,
That would be a good
I
idea,
had
too.
a quinoa bowl today. It was cinnamon and just like some almond milk and
Yeah, bananas.
bananas and
Yeah.
strawberries.
Lot-
That's a really
You can do a lot of good options with
Yeah.
fruit.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong with fruit. Sweeten it with agave, and
I mean, I got all that stuff here too. I think that. So I don't think that it's really like the processed food part, right? Because they're going to want to eat just trash, and
you better give them a heads up. Be like, hey, look,
I've
these chips and
mentioned-
Cheetos. Cut
You
it
can
out.
make chips at home though. Like you just got to introduce them to a different way and just make sure it tastes good.
Yeah.
And then children, they get easily attached to stuff.
Right.
Like
So what I was thinking of actually, and I'm really going back and forth, but I've been thinking about it, and we'll see. Just see how they pick up with juicing and see how much they enjoy it. And if they really are like, I really like this, what I'm
They'll
saying?
like it.
Yeah, they're gonna like it.
Like, it's just that my concern would be to make that large investment.
I
and
can
then
make
it not
them a
be-
smoothie that they'll love.
because the smoothies taste like
I make one of
You're
them.
gonna make it.
Not all the time. I'll make it once.
So then what?
you're gonna get them
Okay.
addicted to your
man,
recipe.
Is it a secret recipe?
Huh?
Can you give-
It's just fruit.
Okay, well, what's how you make it?
Fruit. You know what I mean? We'll cross that bridge.
Oh, okay. I
can't be giving my recipes to these people, man.
I have a recipe too. Steve, you've tasted.
Are you making? You know what I'm saying? We
I got some-
We all have our own.
We are. I got two
a
special.
bomb smoothie and milkshake.
Oh, you making milkshakes?
Hey man,
Where'd you get that from?
hey man,
He didn't get
Inspiration.
it from inspiration.
Inspiration.
get inspired, man. I be out here getting inspired, man. And man be getting inspired like a quote on IG.
You know the interesting thing, my son though, he'd be like, he was going through this kick where he was like, "Dad, that's not healthy. Like that's not healthy." Like he will say and do things like we went out to eat one time. He was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna get water because it's healthy." And I said, "Yeah, damn right you are." You know what I'm saying? Like it was, So, but
When did that end?
But my daughter, she's a snack queen. Like
Snacking is our enemy
I know.
in our family.
It is, and I literally asked him one time. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm about to order you guys something, from Amazon because I send out the packages, right? Back in the day, right? You'd get packages sent to you. You'd have to go buy the stuff, put it in a box, send it. You know what I mean? Pay all this money for shipping. Now, just order from Amazon, send it together, put it in a gift receipt, boom, boom, boom. Love the care package, right? So anyway, she was just like, I was like, "What do you want? A toy? Like, what do you want?" And she was like, "Snacks." And I'm just like,
Nah, fresh out of snacks.
and I'm just like,
Nah, the snack-
"No,
the
I'm
snack-
not.
the
I'm
snack
not
store
sending you
closed."
snacks." And then she was like, "Well, that's what I want." And I just was like, "Well, you're not going to get anything." And then she was just like, Okay, well then fine. Well then don't send Noah anything either. And I'm just like, okay, here we go. So, we then go through this back and forth, and for 2 days, because she's got a phone, and she messages me, snacks. Like, if anybody out there, they know what I'm talking about. Like, and she was insistent.
Give her some dried mangoes.
I ended up. Well, that's a very good. That's a very good option.
Yeah.
I ended up sending her a box of Cheez-Its as well as a toy. So,
so you gave in.
I did.
I mean,
I'm not a parent.
Thank you. Don't
so
do
I
it.
can't say anything, but I know.
2 days?
I
mean,
know
your
how I
phone
am.
just-
It's not happening. But she was raised with eating those snacks, so
it's a moderation and balance, dude.
Right.
It's not as simple as
I don't have moderation, man.
yeah.
I eliminate it. I eliminate it.
It's a very interesting dichotomy because it's not just understanding. Right, like, and there's a deep emotional part to this, and allowing and doing certain things because I understand how we got to this position and wanting to try to be the best that I can be. It's like you want to teach and raise and do all the right things, but at the same time, you want to love and care and give them things. You know what I mean? Because you can.
Loving, yeah.
So it's
and society, man, plays a big role. That she's in school, she sees cartoon, like it's
tough.
It's
man. It's a hard balance.
They've been very good at creating, an environment that's hard for parents.
But they'll be here for a month, so maybe we can get it out their system. We're not gonna be like, sir, yes, sir, you eat this now.
Nah, man, it ain't gonna be like that, man. Like, we gonna go to
But
Six
definitely,
Flags and
you could
stuff.
probably. I was gonna say you could probably distract them with
some
activities too, right? Like,
we're
keep their mind
they
off
got
of
a lot of
eating.
good stuff.
I will probably do more exploration
that you've ever done
since I've been here.
Yeah,
more exploration.
I can imagine because I don't even have kids, and I'm thinking like, man, we can go to
we
can go here. I was like, oh,
and the thing is, they're not like babies. Like they're not like they're
they can hold conversation.
Oh my god,
he said, yeah, they have my genes in them.
Right? Oh wow.
What? I'm just saying. You
shot below the belt.
Your bloodline can talk. I mean, y'all already know it. That's not a shot though, because that's something that I wish I could take. If I had a rogue in certain situations, I'd be like, yo, let me get these powers. But for the most part, I'd just be like, all right.
I tell you what, man, that is one thing is that I definitely can talk. And
yeah, I mean, we know.
Okay.
It's a gift though.
Does the
really
sun shine? Like,
you know what I mean? It's a pig's pork. You smell it? You know what I mean? But that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah. I'm excited. But
question.
Yeah.
I just realized that Easter just passed. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Because I still work for the man, and so they would have like these things that show up.
You get a little. So they give you a little bonus
for Easter.
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh, they ain't give you nothing.
You trying to give me? You trying to give me something?
I used to work.
Pause.
wow.
Pause.
You worked at the bank.
I used to work at the bank.
They get everything.
Everything.
Oh, that's
any kind of holiday, they get time off, extra time, extra pay, like any holiday whatsoever. Mm-hmm. They're paying extra.
We'll get something that's I guess like
Memorial Day.
No, we get certain. I mean, but it was Sunday, so I don't work on Sundays anyway.
They would celebrate it Monday.
But they'll give us like. I'm not sure what it's called. I can't think of it off the top, but it's like an extra holiday. Holiday pay is what it's called. Holiday pay. Yeah. We get 2 holiday pays. One in the first half of the year and one in the second half of the year.
What does that mean? Because you should get holiday pay for Christmas, New Year's.
I mean, we get that, but they'll give us like
a bonus.
It's like a day.
Okay.
So like for instance, it'll just aside from like vacation hours.
Okay.
They'll give you a separate thing of holiday pay, so you get to pick 2 days that you want to get off, and you still get paid for it.
Or you could cash it out.
Nah,
and
you have to use it before the year's up, or you don't get it.
So it's basically like PTO or sick time, but it's considered holiday. outside of your normal holidays off because they'll give you other holidays off, and they're just like something like Easter or whatever.
But the thing that the way they get you is you got to use it. You can't just cash it out.
I mean, I'll definitely use it.
It's a year.
Yeah, but
Take that time.
I didn't take work. I didn't take off of work.
Yeah, I didn't. I still have
That's
so
a
many
lot of
vacation
people that
hours
do that.
now.
I was doing a lot of fasting and stuff when I was working between both banks, so I was using all of my time. Like, if I didn't feel good that day, I'm fasting. I don't feel good that day. Yeah, I'm taking off.
Yo, I'm calling out.
But
sick
that's
time.
smart. See, that's
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that
it
right
worked
there.
out.
That right there.
It makes sense. though.
People will make excuses and say, "Oh, can't I got work, blah blah blah." But you got all this PTO,
Right.
But you want to use that to go on vacation, but you might die before you get a chance to go on
Ooh.
vacation. No,
Well, it's got dark.
no, I'm just saying, like
Like,
it's always you. The most important thing we always will put off, and then it's like, okay, what's the outcomes? Like, I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
We had a 40-day class where this lady was preparing for her daughter's wedding, and she was supposed to be fasting with us, and she's basically like, well, I'm gonna start late because I'm got to do this cake tasting and stuff like that. And I'm like, have you ever considered that you could die before your daughter gets
I
married?
remember that. That's
Like you're doing cake tasting and food tasting, and you got diabetes. You could have
she
a
had
stroke.
diabetes?
I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm gonna say I wasn't there.
she was in one of our classes, so she wasn't in a good way.
She wasn't healthy.
Yes.
I mean, you don't typically join that class if you're just spry.
Simple answer would have been yes, but okay.
I mean,
But I was bringing up Easter because I didn't understand. I know you all grew up in the church. Well, not necessarily grew up in the church.
No, we did grow up in.
Okay, so you all grew up in the church, but so I didn't understand the meaning of Easter.
I celebrate Ramadan.
It doesn't have anything to do with church, though.
But I know a lot of people go to church on Easter Sunday. They say Easter Sunday.
Well,
I mean,
I don't
it
know
does.
I don't know what you're asking. Are you asking about the origin of Easter, or are you asking why Christians do stuff on Easter?
All the above. I'm asking, what is
Is it
the
a question or a statement?
all the above? Take it and respond to it how you would like. And keep in mind, I didn't grow up in I didn't grow up in a church, or I didn't follow any particular.
Why are you
religion.
dancing?
Can I speak? I'm just talking. I'm not dancing. I'm just talking, man.
You're gonna watch this back and see why I said that.
I'm just body language. Okay, so if you grow up in a church, how do you understand Easter? Because how I see it, you have a rabbit. I see a rabbit. And I understand that's probably like a commercialized thing, but I didn't understand, like, what does the rabbit and these Easter egg hunt have to do with Easter? And what is the difference between that and how they tell you to do it in church?
I can see how it could be very confusing, because it is. Okay, so Easter is actually a pagan holiday, which means it's not a traditional Christian holiday. It was adopted. The Christians kind of they made it work by focusing it on Jesus, his death, and his resurrection. However, the Easter eggs, and why it's so confusing, is because that came from the pagan side of it. So that's really Esther, I think her name is, the goddess of fertility, whatever her name is. And what they traditionally would do is have orgies. So it was basically these orgies that they would
they
have.
were getting some ball deep action.
Yeah,
Some balls
they would
deep
have these
action.
orgies, basically celebrating this goddess or whatever. And the fertility she's the goddess of fertility. So I guess they were having babies.
So it's like the rebirth and the I can see how this comes together, right? When you talk about the rebirth and of
Rebirth. Is Jesus supposed to be reborn
That's correct.
on Easter?
Yes. Easter, that he rose.
So his birthday's on Christmas,
He had a rebirth.
and he come back on Easter. When is he supposed to come back? Like, we had a lot of
He's
Easters.
supposed to. He's supposed to.
What are Easter?
Like, is it supposed to be like...
he does. Okay.
Here.
Is it a metaphorical expression?
No. Okay. So
this is a great question.
it's a biblical story, right? So Jesus, when he was
We got a
alive,
lot of Easters. When he's coming back.
like when's he come back? when he was alive, he died on Good Friday.
I don't.
I think you should know this.
I'm just, bruh.
He died on Good Friday.
So the
We
day
might get
that
roasted.
so they call it Good Friday because that's the day he died on. What's good about someone dying?
You're not asking the right people.
Okay,
Yeah, and these are great questions, but hey, my
Isaiah.
Isaiah.
Isaiah, go ahead.
Help us out here.
Isaiah, jump in.
So I mean, me personally, like, I follow any religion in the sense of whatever I feel like works for Stephen, I can learn from. And there's a lot of stories and traditions in a lot of religions that are just tradition. They're not actually rooted, or there's nothing real behind them. And I'm not saying that there's nothing real behind, certain things that we celebrate or certain holidays. But I think at the end there was a post that I've shared, and it basically said Ramadan, Easter, and Passover are all Abrahamic holidays, so from Abraham, all happening at the same time. So we're currently, Easter just passed. Passover is a Jewish holiday, which started, I believe, Saturday, and it goes for a week. And Ramadan is like a month long, so those kind of hit. But I think the Passover, of the dates and how they all landed, they don't typically land together. So they all landed together at the same time this year, which is very weird. And it's just like, and I posted, and I was like, the interesting thing is, like, all these holidays, all with a very similar origin, like, they're all pretty much the same thing. But we take them, and the traditions make them different. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't get into.
I mean, I just didn't understand. Like, you grow up, like my mom, she used to color the eggs and all that stuff. Like, she would, like, put them in the oven to make them hard or whatever. And
boil. You do. Boil.
She put them in the oven?
Whatever,
probably put them on
boil
the stove.
them or whatever. No, I think boil them.
You put them on the stove.
The interesting thing, I have some Mexican friends, and I just realized that they will do. There's a name for it, which I can't say. I don't know, but they put, like, flour in eggs and confetti. And they smash on each other's heads, and it's part of their Easter. Like,
They smash each
like
other.
confetti and flour. You know what I mean? Like,
Sound like somebody getting concussed.
I mean, I'm saying, like, I don't like. So there's so much to this that I don't understand.
But see, the Mel's question is good, because it's like, okay, if you're celebrating Easter, and it is for the Christians, the death and rebirth of Jesus, where does the eggs come in? Because they don't fit in that narrative at all.
And
So
then it's just like, why?
And then there's
do
like
both?
Easter egg hunt.
Easter egg hunts.
People they have these fake eggs. They put money. You have to hunt for the eggs. Obviously it's good to get the money, but what's the point of that?
It's-
When you start looking at this stuff, there's probably things that were happening, as Chris was talking about, right? The rebirth, moving into a new season of the farm, and you wanting good to go into your farm because a new harvest is coming, right?
what happens 9 months from now? Because that's when the babies would be born traditionally.
I don't know.
Let's see what month that. Go ahead, Steve.
There's probably everything comes from something, right? There's a level of depth.
January.
New Year. January?
January, New Year. Is that right? Is it January?
Yeah, if it's 9 months. I mean, I guess it depends if they come early. Not come early, but if they have the baby early. Because some people come early.
No, we're talking
January,
9.
beginning
We're
of the
talking
year.
9 months. We're talking 40 weeks, I think.
So everything boils down to something. So if you say, well, where'd the Easter egg hunt come
So there's
from?
there's no Jesus and Easter egg. So like they're basically separate things.
They're separate things that society has put together. I just recently found out that Easter baskets were a thing. Like it's like Christmas now. Because we grew up, we didn't have Easter baskets.
We get buckets. We would
Easter
get buckets.
buckets?
Did we?
Yeah, you would get buckets.
We did?
Yeah, when we would go with our other friends.
Other friends.
When we would go to our other friends' house and
Our
stuff.
other friends. eggs?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you get buckets because that's what you put the eggs and stuff in. You get candy.
Yeah, but I'm
and-
saying, but we didn't get like gifts and stuff, did we?
It wasn't like they gave away gifts per se, but obviously all the gifts and everything were hidden in
Right. No, now it is a thing. Like
to give
Easter's
a
become
Easter
like Christmas.
basket. Okay,
Like they wake up and it's Easter. Like it's
That's-
Christmas.
these marketing guys are genius.
I've never gotten anything for Christmas. I mean, for Easter.
Me neither. It's becoming a thing. So like there is
Like
like
recently?
It's got to
within the
be
past couple
recently
years.
because it was never like Christmas.
No, it is now. Like I'm telling you, I am seeing people that are now having full blown like Easter mornings where they were up late putting baskets together. So the Easter bunny comes and pops in, puts their basket together, right? Does his little thing. You know what I'm saying? And then he leaves, and the kids wake up in the morning just like Santa. Like it is.
So the bunny's leaving gifts,
The bunny's leaving gifts,
but he's
yes.
not leaving carrots because bunnies would typically leave carrots if they're giving gifts.
Mel, you know the reason I really like you is that you have such childlike
Wonder.
These are very good questions, and it's just like this doesn't make sense. And I agree with you. I don't have an answer. No. I'm not the one.
I ain't the one.
I ain't the one. But I'm saying, like, if somebody want to answer some of these questions,
Feel free.
I mean, I just figured y'all know since y'all grew up in the church.
well, this is part of the confusion between religion and
Spirituality.
and life. Like we get it all kind of mixed together, and it's just like, oh, what all just becomes this boiling pot? And it's just like, well, no.
The thing is, a lot of people don't ask these questions, or when they ask them, they're either given a substandard response, or you're just kind of conditioned to believe that you don't question certain things.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that don't make sense in a lot of different traditions and religions, and people don't question them for various reasons. But I have questioned a lot of this stuff personally, and I don't have an answer for a reason. So you
don't have an answer for a reason.
Hey, maybe there's just
I mean, I understand. Yeah. I understand. Okay, let me see. Okay, I want to talk briefly about. I want to talk briefly about Elon Musk. Y'all know that Elon Musk wanted to buy Twitter.
wanted or is.
No, he wanted.
Oh, okay.
He wanted to buy Twitter. You know, obviously. Were you aware
No.
of this? Okay, yeah. He wanted to buy Twitter because originally he was on the board of Twitter because he bought he has 9% stake, which gives him he's a majority shareholder. But he decided to opt out because going into the meeting he wanted to make some changes, but he would have to get everyone else's agreement. And everyone else together, they have more shares into it. So he decided not to be on the board. And so instead, he said, okay, I'm going to get off the board, but I want to buy Twitter for $43 billion.
Elon.
He decided he wanted to buy it for $43 billion. And he put that out there. And what happened was, maybe a couple days later, Twitter... What they did is they implemented something like the Poison Pill Act, where what he's trying to do, they banned it or so. And so people who have that amount of money or power, they have to get approval from the board in order to initiate that. And so it's just they see him making these power play moves and they shut him down.
Right.
And the reason why Elon wants to get more control of Twitter is because he sees the potential that the platform has and how people are using it. It's not being used to its fullest potential.
Not even close.
It's they're getting rid of free speech. He wants to bring back free speech where people are able to, just have free speech.
Right.
Because conversations that people want to have, they're being blocked just because someone has an opinion that's different than someone else. And that's taking away free speech.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking man, it would be so cool if, someone in a position allowed that free speech or had a platform where people weren't getting taken down simply because they have an opposing opinion. Because even that reel that I posted of him when he was talking about who he wants to speak on.
Don't say it.
Don't say
They
the word.
immediately took it down.
They removed that.
They immediately, and the funny thing is, like I had something I want to post of yours or who you, but you mentioned something about his, and I was just like, I can't post it now. You know, so I was just like, it's so whack that we have to go through all these hoops. And I thought it'd be pretty cool if we had someone like Elon.
You could bleep it out.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
yeah, but I have to go over and do it again.
Right.
But
Hey man, I like him. I don't have anything really negative to say about him. I don't know enough to say anything negative about him. He seems as if he is he's doing his own thing, and he's just like, I got money and I'm legit like a billionaire, but at the same time, like I'm actually trying to help people and I'm trying to do some things. So I'm with it. Chris, you have a differing opinion. You probably know. I don't know much about him in and of himself.
Elon Musk is the fan favorite because that's the story. Y'all know how like when Hulk Hogan back in the 80s or whatever, you know, Hulkamania, he's the good guy, and then Vince McMahon, I guess, decided when he came back in the 2000s they were going to make him the bad guy. Mm-hmm. It's just a story that's being written.
So is Elon the bad guy, or he's just
he's the good? He's written. He's the good guy right now.
it appears that way.
What's the Amazon dude? What's the name?
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff, he's the bad guy. He's a bad guy, but he's not a bad guy. But he's not the good. He's not Elon. He's kind of a tyrant.
Elon's winning right now.
But
Yeah,
he's winning right now.
Elon is on the outside looks like an amazing guy. Everybody thinks he's Tony Stark. He makes the fastest electric cars. It's a little bit too good to be true. So I have my opinions about him for a reason. I'll name one small thing just so people don't think I'm just talking specifically about my feelings. He developed a company called Solar.
Oh, okay.
No, Solar World or something, Solar City or something. And they do solar panels, right? Amazing technology. But don't prop this technology up as if you're doing something for the environment when the energy cost the amount of energy it costs to manufacture the panels will be more than what the panels will save. Like if your goal is to save energy, the creation of the energy saving panels costs more than the energy saving panels will save. So therefore,
But wouldn't it over time? Like
no, this is the point. I mean, they got to be extremely durable,
Okay.
right? They have to be extremely durable. How long are these things going to last? In general, when you talk about these solar panels, they cost more to manufacture than what they're going to save. So it's all
over X amount of time.
Yes, but nothing's built to last forever.
That's true.
So it's a scam. It's people just think they're reducing their carbon footprint. No, you're not. You would have to start from point A, sourcing the raw materials, and you got to consider all that it takes to make it. Or like you said, if it's built to outlive, like there's a point when the amount of energy I guess it costs to produce and what it's saving it, but it needs to last. I mean, you can make things last forever.
It's just what they were talking about with the batteries. Like they're saying that these batteries, the whole purpose of moving towards this because the batteries are, it was less gas, less fossil fuels, but it's like, well, then batteries take a ton of energy and manpower and
the manufacturing of them, not to mention
you can't just throw them away either.
You can't just throw them away. So the disposal matters. How long do they last? And let's be honest, the amount of emissions that come from a car, you're better off getting rid of the cows, not killing cows, but stop breeding cows and that's the batteries in the car. Like, dude,
like that.
It's just I think people just see, oh, they're trying. No, not really. They're just making you think they're trying. Mm-hmm. So I look at things underneath the layers. Like, let's be honest, Elon Musk is too good to be true. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Everybody loves Elon Musk.
I still mess with Elon.
You know what I mean?
That's why I prefaced that. I don't think I know enough.
I'm just saying.
But from what I do know, which is not very much, I'm cool with Elon.
He's into some things that I'm not going to talk about, but he's into some things that are completely false. And
Well, you can't become a billionaire just being
being an
honest.
honest guy, being a nice guy.
It's
It's not that it's impossible to do. It's that this society won't allow it. You have to get your hands dirty. So they're going to do their best to force you to get your hands dirty. Now, in modern times, you got NFTs and things like that. You could maybe make something happen and slip underneath. But to have real money, I mean, Elon Musk,
Elon Bezos,
yeah, Bezos money, yeah. I mean, Bill
These dudes
Gates.
own, everything.
Your hands got to be dirty. They just have to be. I mean, even just earning $1 billion, So yeah, but what was the question?
No, it's just, I mean, it's just the thoughts about.
Oh,
him,
how do I think?
the thoughts about him trying?
Oh, the Twitter thing.
Yeah, Twitter. Trying to bring back people not having censorship.
I
not
agree.
being censored.
I agree with what you're saying, right? I agree that Twitter's being heavily censored. All of the tech companies of that nature are being heavily censored. My question would be: is Elon going to be successful, or are we just? Is it just false hope?
It's not going to. I don't think he's going to be successful.
Exactly.
Just simply because, literally, with him coming out with that, the company and now other companies are looking at different ways, because like they can still, like, companies can come together and buy Twitter and they can have control of it. So it's basically entered into like a Wild Wild West type thing where other companies, they see, oh, Elon, he wanted to buy this and he'll be in control of it. But what if we put our powers together and then we
dangerous?
But see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, if he was really gonna do it, he would have done it under the radar. Why make a big announcement? What's the big show for? Once again, go back to wrestling. They are going to telegraph the next move they're going to do so that you, as the opponent, can counter and do your little special, and it's all entertainment. It's a show.
Yeah.
None of this needs to be publicized. And if he really wanted it to happen for real, he shouldn't have publicized it. He's not stupid. You think he didn't know? I don't know the owner of Twitter or whatever, but you think whoever this dude is going to be like, oh yeah, Elon, you want, okay, 43 billion. Everybody understands the power of Twitter. Like, Twitter, for some people like us, is like, whatever, we don't use it. But when you think about the world, the entertainment world and everything, it's the hugest thing.
He said when I own Twitter, first count that I'm banning is the IRS. Of course, right? And then it's funny because you mentioned it saying it's a show, and it's just like, what American would not agree with that? Like, we don't mess with IRS.
They
You know what I'm saying?
banned Donald Trump.
Yeah, the real Donald Trump.
The real Donald Trump, man. I'm just like, man, I don't know, man. I mean, we can.
It's entertaining.
We can dive.
Watch it, man.
We can dive deeper into this particular subject in another podcast.
Look up Elon a little more.
Yeah, I mean,
See what
but
he's got going
You
on.
got to really dig deep and look at it from different perspectives. You can't look at it just from outwardly, like what he's
Google
done.
search.
You're not. You
You're gonna have to research the
you gotta
research.
look between the cracks and crevices.
You got to read between the lines because Elon's pretty clean.
Yeah.
Like it's not like he's got involved in child trafficking or anything like that. Like he's clean. So you ain't about to just, man. I just know things. I know things, and when I see things, I know things about the things I see.
I know things, and I know things
a
about the
couple
things I see.
You know?
I know some things, man. I know
There's
some
certain things.
I done seen things, man.
There's certain things I will
Been
see,
places.
and it's a trigger to let me know that something else.
So you got trauma, man.
Right, literally.
No,
about to say he got
He got
trauma.
trauma.
It's
man.
not a trauma thing.
You all right,
It's
man?
no. It's
Hey, we
You
can
wanna
talk about it, man. We can talk about it.
We'll talk about it
Actually,
off the
you know what? We'll
podcast.
talk about it next week. We'll
about
talk
the
about
traumas.
next week podcast about Chris James trauma. Steve, you got any? I know you got traumas. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I mean, we all got trauma to some extent.
You be trying to play me.
Of course. You know what I mean?
He said, "Of course."
That's what makes me special.
You trying to play me too.
I'm open about things.
And that's
what
good.
makes me-
That's
what makes me
good.
special.
You are a very special human being.
Yeah, here you go. Here you go.
Hey, but comments and questions, please. We appreciate everyone who's rocking out with us. Yeah, man, this has been the application. We didn't even introduce the podcast, did we?
I tried to. And
We
you
tried
were-
to. You said
you were like,
don't
it's
need
already
it.
started.
It's already started.
Well, Well, we'll introduce it with a bye-bye. You know, Chris James, Stephen Michael,
Hit that like button.
Animated Mel. Questions, comments, subscribe, like the video. We'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.
Peace.
And love.
Dun, 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 dun.